Hello everybody, welcome to Chinese Pod. I'm Joy.
And I'm Joe.
Today we're going to do our 成语 series. 成语 are 4-word idioms.
That are normally set phrases and you cannot really change them, and they come in special contexts that you have to know about.
There's often a lot of life lesson or Chinese wisdoms that we can learn through 成语. Today's 成语 will be about the character 花, which means?
Actually, it means flower, generally speaking. Yep. 花, but it can have a couple of other meanings as well, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't even always have to be a noun. It could even be a verb.
So for instance, to spend money is 花钱.
Oh, that's right. So today we're going to talk about different meanings of 花 and their 成语. Okay, so our first 成语 with 花 relates to some body parts. 头昏眼花.
So 头 is the head. 昏, I think, is like dizziness, right? And 眼 are the eyes. And now flower. So like head dizzy, eyes flower.
So here, the flower, it's not like a physical flower. It's more like everything's like a bunch of flowery images and it's kind of blurry.
Ah, you mean like when somebody wears a Hawaii shirt that is too colorful and you just don't see any, like you don't understand the whole thing anymore? It's just like blurring your vision?
Yeah, so your eye flower, it's like blurriness. Okay, so 头昏眼花 is describing a person who's just in a blur. Like, my head is in a blur, my vision isn't clear. Yeah, exactly. 我昨天没睡觉，今天头昏眼花。
Yeah, if you don't sleep for a night, then probably you will feel dizzy the next day.
Yeah. I also say this when I'm on my phone too long.
When you like look at it too long, then yeah, you start like...
看手机太久，容易头昏眼花。
It's very easy to get dizzy for looking too much on your phone.
Yeah. Or, I mean, back in the day before the cell phones, it would be probably just having a lot of text packed together. But nowadays, the cell phone, the words are so small.
True.
Yeah.
Would that count for like if I get dizzy on a car or something as well? Could you say this?
You can, but it usually implies something you're looking at is too small or too much or too crowded.
Okay.
So in a car, we usually wouldn't say that, but we might use it to describe small text or too many colors and pictures, or reflecting our state of mind if we were feeling dizzy.
Okay. So 头昏眼花 describes not a general dizziness, maybe because you're sick or something, but more a visual dizziness or blurred vision. And this may be because you are too tired, or there's just general too much input to your eyes. So you just like feel, that's blurry, I cannot really see anymore.
Okay, so this next one has to do with planting and harvesting. And we could plant real fruits and trees or dreams and aspirations. 开花结果.
So 开花 is blooming flowers. 结果 is bearing fruit. That sounds like harvest. That sounds like my father is like happy about his apple tree in our garden actually in summer finally bearing fruit.
舅的爸爸种的苹果树终于开花结果了。
And you mentioned that we can use it in a more abstract way as well.
Yes, so for instance, we can talk about something bearing fruit like our dreams. 不是每个梦想都能开花结果。
Oh, that sounds a little bit sad. It's like not everybody's dream can come true.
但是梦想非常重要。
But dreams are still important.
I think that's true. So our next 成语 has to do with 花 in relation to language. What do you think flowery language might mean?
Like things that are spoken beautifully but not necessarily true.
Yeah, exactly. Like full of deceit, and maybe it sounds romantic or it sounds amazing, but it's just kind of fluff or meant to manipulate you or something.
That's a very bad take now.
Okay, so this 成语 is 花言巧语.
Okay, 花言, like the flowery language, and 语 is language as well. But what is the other word?
巧. So 巧语 or 巧 is like tactful. Somebody is very precise or has a strategy or a tact.
So like nicely sounding things, but they're actually like there's a tactic behind it.
A hidden meaning.
Okay.
花言巧语. So when we talk about somebody who has this kind of fluffy language, it's not going to be a compliment, but it could be a warning.
Okay.
那都是花言巧语，不要被骗了。
Oh, sure. That's only like good sounding things, but actually just don't let yourself get lied to.
Yeah, don't fall for the trap. So when we're talking about a person who speaks very flower language, we can say 不要相信他的花言巧语。
So don't trust his flowery language that is actually deceitful.
Yeah, he's a player. Okay, our final 成语 today is a type of person. He's a flowery type of person.
Okay.
花花公子.
So flower, and then somebody's son.
Yeah, so 公子 is the duke's son, and this type of person is commonly used to being served.
Okay, so like a rich kid's kid, a rich house's kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's very flowery.
Flowery. So he enjoys playing around.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
watching flowers.
Yeah, and here flowers might mean the pleasures of life. Could be women, could be alcohol, could be shopping, could be any sort of thing that he indulges himself in.
Okay.
花花公子. So it's like a person who likes to play. A player or a playboy. This is the modern colloquial version of it. And 花花公子 is, of course, a very famous magazine.
Oh, you mean the actual Playboy magazine is called 花花公子? Oh.
他是个花花公子，什么都不会，只会玩。
So now we're talking about the person again. So this guy is a playboy. He cannot do anything but playing around. Actually, when I hear this hua hua here, I may have someone in my mind who is throwing around money.
Ah, yes.
So like playboy with a lot of money. So maybe you can relate here to the meaning of 花钱, like to spend money.
Yeah. 这个花花公子只会花钱，
This playboy can only spend money, that's it.
不工作。Okay, so in the second meaning, he would be a player. So if you're warning someone about a player, you can say 小心点儿，他是个花花公子。
Be careful about this guy, he's a player. So in today's Chengyu lesson, we talked about different Chengyu that all have the character hua inside. And in the beginning, we talked about dizzy vision or blurry vision.
头昏眼花，
And then we talked about bearing fruits or like harvesting results.
开花结果。
After that, we talked about deceitful language or flowery deceitful language.
花言巧语
In the very end, we had our playboy.
啊，花花公子。Speaking of which, that guy Tom?
Our Tom?
Yes.
Okay.
He's been really clingy.
Okay, what's going on?
I found out he was a player.
Okay.
他是个花花公子，
He is a player.
写了很多花言巧语的信。
He's sending a lot of flowery texts that have some hidden meanings.
Yeah, ugh, all these letters.
Okay.
我都头昏眼花了。
So many letters that you're like just, everything is blurred already. Okay.
我跟他的感情不会开花结果。
So this relationship won't bear any results. I told you I'm the better choice.
Yeah, I know.
Never listens.
If you would like to write something about 花花公子 or you have other 成语 with the word 花, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joy.
And I'm Joe.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.